Many more animals, and some are small animals, like the hamster kitten, baby saxophone, and trash bandicoot. There's also mega murder mittens, giggle pup, dunklet, and this is a sea biscuit. Then there's big and tough animals, like the battle cattle, tank puppy, danger deer, also called the murder cow, horned prairie cloud, and the winter tree doggo. If it's not big and tough, it's small and tough, like the moly-roly-poly, also called the cannonball possum, or the forbidden avocado. And here's a heckin' sad avocado. There's also snakes with legs, like the itty-bitty dino, biguana, car insurance, and the magical safety dragon. No need to burn your house down. She'll eat the spooters. Oh, and here's a tree rat. He's a heckin' chonker. There are also water doggos, like the ocean panther, sea doggo, and last but not least, word bank. Visualize your animals and anything else with Lucid Chart. If a burb is round, it's called a borb. Check out this rainborb. Burbs are made of many parts like flappers, squeaky snifflers, meal spotters, landing gear, floofy pants, and the poo chute. It also shoots out the pre-burbs, which could turn into burbies. Or not. Some burbs make the best pets, like the love burb, budgie burb, pirate burb,
Fire in the hole!
whistling mohawk, majestic marshmallow, angel burb, heckin' doggo, bamboozled again. Burbs like to do the adorables, like bathe, sing, and scrim. Burbs also like to get a head scritch, flirt, and most of all, burbs like to party. And no one parties like the party parrot. Many burbs are chickens, like the panda chicken, cobra chicken, silent chicken, and fashion chicken. There's also the cereal chicken, zombie chicken, sometimes called the janitor eagle, park chicken, and Cluck Norris. But he's no chicken. He's too busy kicking grass and taking grains. Visualize your burbs and anything else with Lucid Claw. And has many other names, like the apathy badger, slow motion gorilla, sentient coconut, and slow coconut. Muppet Claws do many things, like eating the schmackos and tree hugging, more adorable human hugging, and even more adorable sloth snuggling. They also do tricks, like the inverted nom nom, blop, and neo punch. By the way, this is called sloth facing. It's important to understand Muppet Claw anatomy, but there's no rush. They've got fruit sniffers, little itchy sticks, also called branch clingers, wet mascara, and bowl cuts. Muppet Claws have many moods like zen, curious, flirt, fancy, and the most unsettling mood of all, the creep.
Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies, ashes, ashes.
Visualize your Muppet Claws and anything else with Lucid Chart. Sometimes called the trash rat, unless you think they're cute. Then you'd call it an awesome opossum. Fact, there's a difference between opossums and possums. Opossums are these big ones in North America. Just the pea possums are these little fuzzballs in Australia. Also fact, the scientific community's preferred terminology is trash cat. Trash cats come in many flavors. There's minivan mama, spicy mice, tree hugger, and crochet bebe. There's also Kylie, Ozzy, Fairway Frank, and I don't even know how to categorize it, but this is a possum lady.
You have the most beautiful tail.
Trash cats do things, like they'll do a dangle, eat ticks, quench a thirst, or most famously, they play dead. Wait, that's not a trash cat. That's a doggo. Bamboozled again. Trash cats have many feels. They're anxious, socially awkward, stressed, and turns out they're pretty relatable.
Now, we shall be best friends forever.
Okay, not quite that relatable. Diagram your trash cats and anything else with Lucid Chart. Doggo. A small doggo is a pupper. Here's a sad pupper. But a big old pupper, that's actually a doggo. Not to be confused with a big old doggo, because that's a woofer. But if it's just a small woofer, then it's actually a doggo. And do not pet a snip-snap doggo. Sometimes a pupper is a real small pupper, and that's a yapper. But then it grows up to be a big old yapper, and that's a pupper. Now, a big old woofer is no longer a woofer, it's a floofer. If it eats a humans, then it's a grizzlord. Stay away. A floofer won't eat a humans, and a small floofer is just a woofer. Duh. There are many doggo species, like common doggo, also known as doge. Special doggo is rare and very special. Other doggos could be a wrinkler, or a corgo, or a shoob, or a long doggo, or a puggo, or a party puggo. Doggos do things. A doggo in the water is an aqua doggo. A woofer in the water is a subwoofer. Lots of bork bork snarl makes for a heckin' angry woofer. A doggo in a costume is bamboozled. Sometimes they're doing me a frighten. This is Trash Boy. This is doggos making puppers. This is a very fast doggo running at incredible high speed. Diagram your doggos and anything else with Lucid Chart. Because when you see one, it's like, nope, I don't need to go to the bathroom anymore. Oh, heck nope. But some nopes are cute nopes, also known as less nopey nopes, or spooters. Check out this baby spooter. Cute nopes are sometimes doing a curious. This one's wearing a water hat. This one's a floofy nope. And this one's a... You thought it was nope, but actually it's a pupper. Bamboozled again. If you know your nope anatomy, nopes are less scary. They've got these lovely lashes and a whole bunch of blinkies. These are their scuttlers, and sort of similar but kind of different are their nom-nom wigglers. Those are for eating flies, or moths, or holy heck, that one caught a sneck. Nope, not gonna sleep tonight. Back to anatomy, a very important part of the nope is the silk skeeter, which is located on the greater fuzzbum region. Some nopes have fancy fuzzbums, like the Happy Fanny, Skeletor, and Jason. Mr. T has an especially fuzzy fuzzbum. This one's just an overachiever. And maybe don't get too close to the danger bow tie. The naming of the nope led to the naming of related nopes, like the nope rope nope, and the nopelope. Visualize your nopes and anything else with Lucid Chart. This is a cat snake, because if you add this to this, cat snake. And it goes by many other names, like the rope cat, noodle bear, and blanket shark. There's also the limousine mouse, bandit boy, and the four-footed floof noodle. Cat snakes do crazy poses, like the noodle ball, also called some assembly required, batteries not included. Wet noodle, hang 10, and this is a cat snake moving at incredible high speeds. Last but not least, there's the draw me like one of your French cats. You know, I don't think these cats have bones. Cat snakes do things, and their favorite is to sleep. Cute sleep, bridge sleep, snack sleep, and the reverse rest. When they're not sleeping, they're committing adorable crimes, like vandalism, attack, but most of all, they steal. What's this? It's mine now. Cat snakes steal books, toys, socks, and everything else. In the end, it makes them pretty unforgettable. Visualize your cat snakes and anything else with Lucid Chart. This is a furry potato, also called a squeaky loaf, and sometimes called a whistle tater. Furry potatoes are completely adorable, with their sniffy whifflers, snack seekers, floppy listeners, teeny tippy tappies, and little potato booties. This one's got a big ol' potato Hold up a minute. That's no furry potato. That's a doggo. Bamboozled again. It's essential to understand the many hairstyles of the furry potato. Most common are the crew cut and the racing stripe. Some furry potatoes are floofy potatoes, while others are fancy furry potatoes with majestic flowing locks. And if it's got no hair, that's called the North American house hippo. Furry potatoes do many things, but their favorite is to nom-nom, especially the greens and the melons. If it gets hangry, it's no longer a furry potato, it's a fury potato. Remember, he protect, he attack, but most importantly, he's snack. The frog. A small one's a pre-frog, a big one's a warthog, and if it's sitting like a human, that's a bona fide frog. There are many frog types, like amphibious blobificus, strung-out kermy, the Wednesday one, camouflage, and basic bull. Oh, on a lily pad. Typical. There's also Crocofrago, Fragodoggo, and the Asiago. Just uncanny resemblance. Oh, and there's also Death Skittles. Please, don't taste this rainbow. Frogs do many things, like pull-ups, or having a laugh, or giving hugs, or eating snakes. Wait. You sure about that? Affirmative. Some frogs eat snakes. Frogs also like to ride snails, and stack, and swim, and soar, and sing. Shh. Shh. And sometimes they're just trying not to cry. Frogs have special features, like dangle legs, fiddly fingers, chinflation, some have old man eyebrows, and a select few frogs wear hats. Top hat, flower hat, snail hat, bug hat, mantis hat, moth hat, king of the hat. Visualize your frogs and anything else with Lucid Chart. A small catto is a kidder, also called a kidda. Here's a wild kidda. But a big old kidder, that's actually a catto, also called a cape. Sometimes a catto is a big old catto, and that's a fatto catto. If it's 20 times fatter than a fatto catto, it could be a king catto. Run. Cattos hunt many animals, like burbs, cheese boys, and blub doggos, also the elusive dot. Cattos do activities. Some require tongues, like blem, blep, and bave. But not this bave. Cattos hate this bave. Some cattos like to hit the nip. Too much can cause a derp. Cattos mostly are sleeping, but sometimes standing, or watching you pee. This cat is flying on an invisible trapeze. There are many kinds of cattos, like the Persian, the Siamese, black catto, naked catto, Cheeto, and the copyrighted grumpy catto. Cattos go many places, like a cardboard box, or a fancy catto condo, or the sliding lap of luxury, maybe even a walk if a human thinks a catto is a doggo. And when a catto freaks out, it might enter the cat dimension. But mostly, cattos just go wherever they want. Visualize your cattos and anything else with Lucid Chart. This is a cheese boy. A big old cheese boy is called a plague boy, but not all plague boys are bad boys. In fact, they're good boys. To understand cheese boys, you have to understand rat anatomy. First, there's the sniffly wiggler, also called the snoot. Give it a little boop. Then there's the radar dishes, beady peepers, whippy bit, little grabbies, and the chomper. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Cheese boys have many relatives, like the tree rat, the ouch mouse, also called the spiky floof, the furry potato, the guinea pig, and mouse. Cheese boys have to watch out for lots of predators, like burbs, snakes, and danger cheese. But the most lethal predators are cattos, and the more fatto the catto, the more dangerous. He chonk, he dangerous. A heckin' chunker's heckin' dangerous, and then if it's a mega chunker, mega dangerous. There are lots of clever names you can give your cheese boys, like Julius Cheeser, Roger Cheddarer, and Rat. It's short for Rathu. He's a Gouda boy. Visualize your cheese boys and anything else. And there are three main kinds: carnivores, herbivores, and omnivores. And they all have one thing in common: they're dead. There are many popular dinosaurs, like the giraffe dino, rhino dino, and the Dorito back. There's also the Jurassic cave pupper, dolphin dragon, and Cuttlesaurus. Wait, that's not a dino, that's a doggo. Bamboozled again. And of course, there's the murder chicken, known for its scary bits, thunder thighs, and itty-bitty arms, which means they're really bad at giving hugs and clapping hands. Then there's the clever girls. They caused the velociraptor. Turns out they look less like this and more like this. Awkward. Some dinos are totally fake, like the spicy dino, Milosaurus, Labrontosaurus James, and this weirdo. But real dinosaurs have many living relatives, like burbs, shell puppies, snecks, pocket dinos, stegopuppers, holy heck, another doggo. It's a double bamboozle! Visualize your dinos and anything else with Lucid. And it's got many names, like the ouch mouse, cactus hamster, hebhob, or heber. There's also the land urchin, hairbrush rat, and the extra scratchy loofah. Not recommended for human bath time use. Spiky floofs have many features, like little lenses and the neutral zone, also called the so soft but still dangerous zone. They've also got noodle noses, but be careful when booping or you might get the nibble needles. And of course, there's the most distinguishing feature of all, the pokey stabbies, also called prickles. Here's a whole bunch of prickles, and here's a jar of pickles. Spiky floofs do adorable activities, like hedgehogs, feasting, and doing the rollouts.
Auto hogs, roll out.
If it's running at incredible high speeds, it's doing a Sonic. Spiky floofs also get stuck in things, like in your shoes, but they'll also poop in your shoes, or in your lawn, or in your hand, or in your bed. And finally, spiky floofs are the very best at one thing: looking sharp. I mean, look how sharp that is. Hold on, that's not a spiky floof, that's gooey fiery. Human bamboozle. Visualize your spiky floofs and anything else with Lucid Chart.